What up? What up? Good morning, GMG. Monday, woo! August 19th, 2020. Oh yeah, I got a lot of 2024s left in me this year. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-hosts in the house, Tyler, Mando. Good morning. How you guys doing today? How was your weekends?
Amazing, man. Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, you had the Vuelta de España actually came through Lisbon on the weekend. It's like the big cycling race.
Oh, it's like the Tour de France, but the Tour de Espagne.
Yeah. But for some reason it was in Portugal, and I didn't know. But then they came through, so it was really busy in town.
How come it goes through Portugal?
I don't know. It doesn't normally, but it was this year.
Vuelta stays 3 lives. Huh. Another chance for the sprinters in Portugal. Actually, today again.
Yeah, I mean, it was through Lisbon and Cascais for the first couple of days.
Yeah, so it's just, there's 3 stages in Portugal, it seems. 2 stages, something like that. It's their sprints. Interesting. It's a sprint race today. Huh. Have you seen the Tour de France on Netflix, the show where they follow the cyclists? It's pretty impressive.
I haven't.
I don't think...
when I was in France, it went right by my house too.
Oh, yeah, in the south.
Because it was I think it finished in Nice this year. Because it normally would finish in Paris, but then Paris was having the Olympics, so they decided to do it in Nice.
It usually ends in Paris under the bridge where Lady Diana was killed. Under there, they come out of there, and then it's like the end of the Tour de France. Tyler, how was the weekend at Tyler Did household?
It was good. Did a lot of city stuff. We actually did a little fireworks cruise on the river on Saturday night. It was fun. All the reports of Chicago, like under lockdown, boarded up, all the businesses, they're greatly exaggerated ahead of the DNC. I'll just say that. But we did leave town because the Secret Service, they closed my kid's school for the week because we're only like half a mile away from where the DNC is, and they shut it down. So we went to Grandma's house. So I'm reporting live from Indianapolis, Indiana, here today.
Oh,
and all week.
Amazing. So you left the Indy because of the DNC?
Yeah, just because, mostly because our school was closed down and had help with the kids, but also. I mean, there's probably going to be a couple big protests. And it's going to be fairly close proximity. It's just probably better just to avoid that.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes a lot of sense. It's
different calculus when you got 2 toddlers at home. Like if it was just me and the wife, I think we probably stay.
It definitely makes sense, Tilly. So that's today. Some wild stuff this weekend about Kamala and stuff. I don't know. You know what it is? Like, I have never been so invested. Literally, I'm betting on words every day. In U.S. politics more than this year. It's probably because we're in crypto, so we're pretty much at the intersection of it all. And I really can't wait for it to be over. I really can't wait for it to be over. But anyways, today on the show, today, market report as usual. Crypto, macro, all this good stuff. We'll see what happens. It's a full moon today. Sturgeon moon. It's called the Sturgeon moon. I don't know why sturgeon. I think it goes all the way back to Champlain. And I read that Samuel de Champlain and Great Lakes, actually, right by you and I, Tyler. It's a whole story about the Great Lakes. Yeah, I found that interesting. Something. I was just Googling, will my bags pump during the sturgeon moon? And sturgeon moon meaning, frankly, that's really why I know that. Fun fact. Tyler's Top 100. Let's see what Tyler's got in store for us. I think he's got quite a bit of stuff to talk about today. And then last but not least, that's it. Maybe we do agree, disagree. Oh, no. It's Monday. Sorry. I knew I said that for a reason. Arbitrum Roundup. I'm hearing something about a duck chain. What? I opened the group chat this morning. The Fomo hour chat with our producers, everything. It says duck chain. I'm like, duck chain? What? So it definitely is nothing come from Mando. But we got to get Duck Jesus involved in this. So we'll see what the hell this duck chain is all about. Anyways, Mando, take it home for us, baby.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Mando. Can you dig it?
Yeah, so kind of, I guess it was where we were really when we went away on Friday, like this just sub 60K area. Well, 58 and a half, but it's been pretty dull, let's be honest, for the last week or so. Prices has kind of been in this very, very narrow range. Solana hanging out just above 140, ETH is hanging out just below 2,600. So I don't know. The timeline feels horrific right now. A lot of people annoyed, a lot of people just chopping themselves up. I think the main theme we've seen over the last, let's say, 2-3 weeks has been that meme coins have really underperformed. So pretty much all the meme majors as well as all the mid caps are down a lot. The only real bright spots are some of the altcoins, really, like some of the ones that have been really beaten up, kind of bouncing from cycle lows, and some money is rotated into that, and meme coins have kind of hurt on the back of that. So I don't really know, but it feels as though that could be a medium-term trend here. It feels as though people are annoyed because it felt like memes were the product market fit for this cycle, and now a lot of people are kind of giving up on them for a little bit here. I still think, obviously, as I've said before, I think the major rally here, or the rally happens around the election. That's still 2-3 months away. So we could be in for a little pain before that gets fixed. In terms of this week, there is very little in terms of data this week. You have Fed minutes and you have Japanese inflation, but there is Jackson Hole, which is one of the major meetings of central banks as well as other economic figures, and that's happening this week. And Powell will make a speech there. It's kind of a bit of a jolly, like no one really, it matters, but it doesn't really matter that much. I wouldn't expect to see some massive shift in policy. He'll probably just indicate that there'll be a September rate cut.
Yeah.
I do think that will be taken positively. So when we start to see rate cuts in September, but yeah, it feels as though we're in for a period of chop here. In terms of macro, stocks continue to feel very strong. I think they opened up again stronger today. We have Nvidia results, not this week, but next week. So that'll be probably the biggest thing to come out of tech for the next couple of weeks. But this is the August quiet period traditionally. You know, like when I was back in trading for a bank, everyone was away. There would normally be 1 or 2 traders on the desk versus like 5 or 6. It's a quiet period this whole period, and it's quiet from an economic data standpoint as well. So I don't think we're going to see some massive volatile move. I think you're meant to be fading any move here. Basically, I think if Bitcoin heads down towards 50K again, you're meant to buy it. If it heads up towards 65, 70K, you're probably meant to sell it. If you're looking for a short-term move, that is. But it just, I don't think the market's going to fall out of bed, and I don't think it's going to rip.
I mean, what did we learn from the bootleg thread guy last time? I played the clip. You know, Adrian Ross. You buy low, you set high. That's it. It's that easy. It's that easy. Actually, I did it this weekend. I bought low, I sold high. Look at me. I look at me. I'm your quant now.
What is high? What is high?
$146.
All right. Okay. Well, that's quite a narrow 3% range you seem to be trading. But
hey, a 3% range on leverage. This is 60% gain, baby. Oh my god, I'm invincible. I made like $5,000 this weekend. I'm the king of the world. Anyways, it is hot here, man. Holy shit! I put this heater on before the show. I don't know why. Anyways, so yeah, Mando. I guess next date is FOMC next month, right? Nothing for a month.
Well, there's some stuff in between then, but that's when the decision will be made. But particularly for this week, maybe even next week, it's like super quiet.
That's good.
In terms of like stuff you can cling on to be really bullish on, Justin Sun was hinting today that China may lift its crypto ban. He made some posts on X.
I can't see any of his posts. He still has me blocked.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing for you. And then it also appears that stablecoins, they just continue to go higher. We're only $1 billion off the all-time high set in 2022 for stablecoins. So you can't get that bearish. 166 billion in stablecoins right now.
Wow.
I think the high was 167 billion. So we're 1 billion away. So
do you want to explain? Do you want to explain that theory for people? Because, like, for example, I have a friend that texted me the other day when you talked about minting stable coins and was like, "Hey, do you mind asking Mando like what that means, etc." But like, do you want to explain like tell the art why this is a good data?
Yeah, sure. So like Tether can actually be converted into dollars in the bank. The same as Circle. Like you can go onto the Circle website. The way that Tether does it is centrally though. And that will basically, so let's say Binance needs to get $1 billion in cash. They would go to Tether and be like, hey, we need $1 billion, XYZ. If Binance or one of the centralized exchanges, it normally comes from one of the large institutions, goes to them and says, hey, we need $1 billion in Tether from our inflows, our own personal inflows. They'll need to go out there and actually mint that money. So they'll get the money from one of these centralized institutions and then they'll mint it onto the blockchain. This is, and Circle, you can actually do it directly, but Tether is more centralized. You tend to find that this is also a good way of viewing where money is flowing between blockchains. And what you've seen is a lot of money always gets printed on Tron. I think Tron is the #1 for Tether, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Because a lot of nefarious stuff, illegal stuff that would happen in other countries generally happen on the Tron network, and everyone kind of knows it, but no one says it.
I mean, isn't it where like all the OFAC sanctioned countries are able to use a blockchain? And
yeah, like Tron is like, if you want to get something done,
the #1 blockchain used in Iran. Like
everyone has a Tron address in the bad countries.
I know we had a client for media not long ago trying to pay us in Tron, and I was like, no, you're gonna have to bridge that. I was like, I told Bernie, I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, Tron's always had that. I mean, Tether, I think, is they hired like they're trying to hire like a full compliance team, but there's no doubt that they've benefited from that for a long time. But they have seen increased movement of stablecoins onto Solana, and interestingly, they actually burnt some on ETH, as in like they, instead of minting it, they burnt some on ETH last week. So even though they minted $1 billion, I think, on Tron, and I think another 500 million on Solana, they actually burnt some on ETH. So that kind of tells you where the money is moving.
Yeah,
it's a good way of seeing where those flows are moving.
Okay, well, there you go. I think that someone said only the Justin Sun memes are pumping. It looks like he created like a pump fund on Tron or whatever.
He created pump fund. Yeah, that happened, I think, a few days ago. And then on Saturday morning, I saw it was popping up, and one of the guys
it's probably all going to go to zero in the next 2 weeks.
One of the duck community said he's got a pet turkey. He's got a pet turkey. So like they were trading his pet turkey.
I saw you tweet about that this weekend. I saw it on your page.
Also, tweeted about it. I just said this is what someone's pitched me.
Yeah, there you go. You got pitched a pet turkey. I didn't play on it. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna take between Solana trenches and this stuff. It's enough. But I had a good idea. They came up with Sun Cats and Sun Dog. Why did nobody come up? Hold on. Why did nobody come up with a meme called Capri Sun?
Brilliant.
Wait,
full time.
Oh, you guys didn't enjoy that one? I thought I did something here. I really thought I did something here. Like, and nobody in the audience laughing. No, what is it? Monday morning? Y'all are like, you haven't woken up yet? Come on.
I actually wrote about Sun Pump for the newsletter this morning, just because I think it was the biggest thing going. It was a pretty quiet weekend. It's got a few interesting components. So clearly, it's a pump fund competitor. It's called Sun Pump. It's got a few key differences. So Tron is putting together a $10 million meme ecosystem boost incentive program. They're going to use that money to provide resources for their new tokens. They're promising that any token that can maintain $1 million in daily volume for 3 days, they get listed on Poloniex. So they've got the listing incentive there. Then they say they've got a review process in place to avoid rug pulls. And this is a quote from Justin Sun. He's saying Sun Pump conducts a thorough vetting of creators and products before they're allowed to launch on the platform, helping to ensure that they meet specific standards of integrity. So clearly, like that is how, like, that's a clear angle they are kind of differentiating themselves from Pump, is less rug pulls and then backing them with more resources. If you look at the website, I mean, It looks like a pump fund, like clone.
You can't really load it, right?
ways.
You have to, I guess you have, this is it, right?
Oh, mine looks a little bit different.
mean-
Maybe it depends on what screen you're on.
Yeah, maybe.
But I haven't seen any of the actual memes. Actually, so I'll have to figure out like where to even track these. So I haven't been tracking how well they've been doing or not.
Wow, 150K followers. Look at that. Look at that. I guess we'll see. But I don't know. I'd be careful. We really are bored, huh? We're trading shitcoins on Tron now. This
We're so bored. There's nothing happening.
yeah, there's not that's actually pretty true. Anyway, speaking of that, Tyler, let's see what you got for us. Surely you found enough things to talk about today.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler D on Fomo hour calls the kid can't miss.
Ready to bash some bears. It is a lighter list today, but we've got a handful of things. So crypto majors, for starters, they are dipping here after a weekend rally. The meme leaders do continue their fall. Franklin Templeton, they filed for a crypto index ETF with a split between Bitcoin and ETH. That split is going to be based on market cap. No huge surprise there. Balaji, he introduced the Network School along with a 90-day pop-up running September 23rd through December 23rd. So check that out if you're interested in the network state concept in memes. Meme majors down 4 to 6%. Snoofy, the Reddit meme, and Yawn were the big leaders in the last day. As we just talked about, Justin Sun launched this pump fund competitor called Sun Pump, and then a new pump fund leaderboard was built, and then there's some stats were circulated with a sobering reality check for how few traders have been making money on pump. So we can look at that here in a minute. In NFTs, big alien CryptoPunk sale. We don't know the details.
I think we do a little bit.
Or maybe you do. The Wombatus number, I think, has been walked back. But if you've got additional info, let's get into it. But Deepak's alien, he paid what, $23 million for it at the absolute pico top of the market. And we'll see what that loss looks like. I think we saw Punk's OTC estimating somewhere around $7.5 million. So I'll be curious where that comes in. We saw Grant Yunes and Old Soul jump 120% to 0.32 in art. Then in DApps, couple good headlines here for DApps. Fancy Top saw local highs in trading volume and card floor prices after the introduction of Heroes 3. So floors are up, volume is up. And then Polymarket printed 2 new all-time highs in daily active traders on Friday. Their new all-time high, 8,150 live traders on the platform. So those are the quick hits here for today. Happy to get into these. If you've got the alien info, let's know what it is.
I mean, isn't it like $4 million sale? Is that word on the street?
I'm confused. He says it in his.
Right?
He said it a few times in his comments that he paid roughly 1,500 ETH.
Who did?
Von
Batis bought it? No,
yeah, he did not.
Wait,
no.
Later in that post, he says he's lying.
Yeah, but I think where did he? I'm so confused because he said a lot of things about the price.
I mean, my experience with him is just he is a massive troll and liar. So I'm not.
Wait, Tabs is sending us a tweet. Let's see what. Just pointing out though, it is the third. Oh, he lied. Okay. It is. It is.
Is that true or not?
We have no idea.
Well, why don't we just check the chain? Hold on.
No, it's smooth.
Let's just check the chain, lads. Let's just. What can you create? You know what's crazy though? This is the third alien sale this cycle, and Punks are just down only. Yeah, he's trolling. Tabs is sending us a bunch of links in the back end saying he's trolling. Let's just check the chain. Hold on. So which one is this? This one, right? Yeah, it was $23 million. Fuck, it was an 8K ETH.
Will that sell ever be eclipsed?
No, not for a long time. I think like 10-year spectrum, yes. This cycle, no. That's my thoughts. I don't know what you guys think, but okay. So it was transferred here this morning. It was transferred to this wallet.
Deepak also said that he'd let it go. Right? If you go to Deepak's tweets, he says he sold it.
No, it's definitely gone.
Yeah, Deepak definitely sold it.
He sold it.
We're just questioning how much for.
We're just questioning also who, right? Like, yeah. I think Ovi may have bought this.
There
is no, the only history of transfer in this wallet is a token transfer.
Yeah, I'm sure if there was some obvious transactions with big dollar
And
amounts,
before that, his last
Exclusive.
transaction was 246 days ago. No, 11 hours, 24. Yeah. Yeah. So we don't really know, I guess. It was probably picked up by one of those funds. There's a lot of
could
interesting.
see that. So I mean, where do you think the price target is? I think Punk's OTC said like, let's try to find the tweet. He put an over under on it.
Yeah,
I want to say like 2,500 ETH maybe.
yeah, I bet the under here probably. Punk's not doing that good. What's the premium on an alien?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to work back. Like, it was a hoodie at the high was like 275, 300 ETH, right?
Well, at the high, an alien was 8,000 ETH, right? So like that's the last. That's its sale. What's the last sale on the aliens? 10 million, 14 million. The last two.
I want to say lower.
Let's just look here. The last two aliens sold for 16 million.
Oh Jesus!
Back
Wow.
to back. The last two aliens 5 months ago. There you go. 5 months
So,
ago,
yeah.
they sold for. Let's do an ETH, right? 4.5K ETH, right? 3 months ago, 4K ETH. What am I saying? Oh, we had three. Oh, it's the fourth alien sale this cycle.
Yeah, but the price of punks was like 2.5x
Higher.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Wow, my camera's bugging.
I've seen like the rule of like 40 to 1, 80 to 1 the floor roughly for like the best rares in an NFT collection. So at 80 to 1, you're talking 1,600 ETH. Which
Interesting.
puts it at what, 4 million bucks. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like that's kind of where my head is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was over that, but
Can you guys see me?
no.
My
No.
camera completely just decided to shut off. I'll be right back. You guys chat for 30 seconds.
So if your Deepak is do you just have huge gains that you want to take losses against here this year?
I'm back.
Or are you just trying to liquidate, get liquid
Well, I
and
think
move on from this rare asset?
he's had an issue for a while, right? Like,
FTX, right?
yeah, he's involved in FTX. So
I think his
Still-
company had lost a lot of money in FTX. He had to liquidate his punks and his apes. Back then. Yeah. Wow. That sucks. Deepak is honestly an awesome dude. So okay. Well, that's 4 alien sales this cycle, guys.
They're moving.
Holy shit.
Well, the old guard doesn't want them anymore, I guess is one way to look at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like I'm just looking at deep NFT value because I think that's relatively good.
yes.
Mhm.
That's the best trading value bot.
He has the floor one valued, which is at 5,000 ETH. There is one for sale at 5,000 ETH.
Yeah.
Valued at 3,891.
Mm.
So I think Punk's OTC is probably not. It's probably between 2,500 and 3,500. This is traded, right?
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah,
That's a
see,
good-
the
floor one
fair
looks
value
good as well, right? Like,
fair value of this exact punk 5822 is 3,985 ETH per deep NFT value, and that's the most accurate ML for like
Right.
that's the most accurate bot for punk's value.
yeah.
So-
So
I think he
For-
probably got half of that.
yeah.
Yeah. So what does that put it at? 2,000 times 2,500.
Who is Volatility then? Like, who is this guy?
Does he need a bunch of rugs? Didn't he rug his key holder on Frentech and everything?
Yeah, I got.
I know he did that, but like, what's his background? He's a blur farmer, right?
Probably all things farmer.
He rugged a meme coin after rugging his Frentech and then every other social fi. That's basically.
Tyler's been involved. I can already tell. From the, I owned this coin.
The reason why I'm salty is like I was running the Frentech spaces like with Thread Guy, and Juan Baz is in my DMs like telling me all these things he's gonna do, and like they were all just straight up lies.
Right.
And like
So he used you to shell. You fell for it on a Thread Guy space, and then he rugged you. Ouch.
yeah, I mean I didn't really shill for Juan Baz, but I mean I talked about. I mean he was a big player in that game for a little while, so like we talked about all the big players, but
yeah.
and then he was the first one I think to launch a pre-sale after Bohm.
Yes.
and he rugged it right off the guard.
Yeah.
You said money?
I did, yeah.
Yes, I knew it.
It was one of those where you knew it was a terrible idea, but it was like, enough people will probably
Oh my god.
get in. So
Dubai,
yeah,
Dubai problems there.
But you got yeah, he didn't actually buy it, but you got rugged 3 times by this guy. That's crazy. You got rugged on his front tech, on his meme coin, and on his presale. That is wild. Okay. So I mean, I would be pissed off too. Anyways, Tyler, there was a few hot topics you had for us today. Hold on.
yeah. We can do fantasy top if you want.
Sure, let's go.
I think the key update here from a news perspective is that the volumes are up and floors are up. So the overall floor, I think when I saw yesterday, was up to 0.008. So kind of knocking back on 0.01. And just demand and sentiment is just on the rise. Like you could tell. I think a part of it is probably because there's just so little else to do in the market right now. But I think people are also like it. 4 weeks ago, it was hard to really start making projections out on, how sustainable the yield was going to be. Like we just had the blast airdrop and there was a lot of unknowns, but now we've had like 4 to 6 weeks of these tournaments. And like, I mean, I'm pretty consistently getting like 0.2 ETH per week. I'm getting like 15 to 20 cards, about 800 to 1,000 blast points, and then the fan points. So like, it's well over an ETH a month, and I haven't been putting anything else in. And I think people are starting to do the math on the yield, and like by all indicators, it feels like the game is going to stick around. Like I don't know that the user base is really growing, but I think the players who are here aren't really leaving. So it feels like this core group is going to keep playing the game.
They are.
And I mean, for those of us who bought the cards, like if you've already got the existing set, like you don't have to pay anymore. And you just continue to reap this, weekly return. It takes me 20 minutes a week to set my lineups. And then that's pretty it. So it's low lifts, decent return. Then you get to kind of root for your players. It's still somewhat fun. I mean, I don't think it's like the biggest sweat out there. Like I'm not constantly sweating my heroes' tweets.
You just play a bunch, right? I played every tournament this week, all of them. I'm entering all 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Start from like the start. So how do you even play?
So you go on fantasy.top, right? You have an account. You probably have cards because you were gifted cards early on.
Okay.
And if not decision. So you go to play here on the left.
Yeah.
And there's also classics or tactics. Classic is what you want to play, really. And you go register a deck. And there's 4 types of tournaments every time. So now this tournament starts in 26 minutes. It lasts usually 3 days. So it's locked after that. And there's different tournaments. Elite is like the top, gold, silver, bronze. And they're capped. For example, gold, there's 26 stars maximum. So you have to so for example, I started you in my gold deck. You have 5 stars. So I started these guys. And then you have to calculate so that you don't pass above 26 stars. And you can enter multiple decks per tournament. So I have 3 decks in the golds, which is pretty good, right, Tyler? Those are not bad. Right?
Yeah, I mean your common cards you're not going to be winning any gold tournaments with an all common team. You got to have the epics and the rares.
But the silver is where I thrive personally because see, Mando, I started us both. Look at that.
Wonderful.
Tweeting this week.
Yeah, you're heavy on the FOMO hour, Cruz. There's a glaring FOMO hour card not present in any of your lineups.
I know I don't have your card.
I'm picking up on.
I know I should pick up a Tyler Did It card. So yeah, that's how you enter, man. You pick 5 cards, you enter a tournament, you do nothing.
Okay. And then so you buy these cards. They are theoretically NFTs, but then you keep them forever, so you can play them every week. The card prices are still down like 90% or more from peak. So like I admittedly bought some cards at peak valuation. So it's going to still take me a little while to get even, but I think there's actually an advantage to players who've come in the last month because they're getting much more normal in quotes prices on these cards. Like NFT Stats Epic card was down to 0.16. That card was at 5 ETH at peak.
I remember.
Because he's kind of stopped tweeting, but he's probably going to start tweeting again, right? It seems like he's kind of off on a summer vacation or something. So like there's value plays like that. And like Mando, for instance, your card was like on the lower end, and then you announced on the show that you're going to start tweeting memes from your personal account.
Yeah, you're flying.
And then now, you're rocketing up. So there's been some trades to be made as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like fantasy football, but
yeah.
Okay. I think I can get behind this.
Just so you know, you were asking like where you see as a hero what you make. You go down here on the left is a hero button for heroes, and you can see like your earnings and claim them.
Yeah, I tried to claim it though, and it just said, "Yeah, distribution will be executed shortly."
Okay, yeah. So you missed the window, so you'll get yours the next reward distribution.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure you get retroactive, right?
Yeah, you'll get all of it. You just won't, but you can't get it until then. So like they only do the claims on certain times. You should get a decent one because you'll get them all at one time.
Yeah. I don't. It's not like crazy, but I was just confused about if I'd fucked it up somehow.
No, you're good. It's free money. It's nice. I like it. I'm gonna buy a Tyler data card so that I can collect all the FOMO hour pieces.
But like I got a base 16Z card in my rewards this time. Like that's a 0.2 ETH card.
Wow.
Is this the first card or base 16Z?
Wait, is it the same person?
I don't know. There's lots of rumors.
Uh-oh. I think a lot of those big CT guys are the same person.
But no, I think he might be separate. He's definitely related to Sisyphus in some way. No doubt in my mind. Like they probably work together or something.
Hearing things. I think a lot of those big folks are working together. They're trying to.
I think that's very true. Even Anton, right? He was part of the VC and NYC crowd. I think a lot of them are like the NYC influencers are like ex VC. They may have all worked with the same funds and stuff.
Yeah, we're hearing things. Big if true. I saw it on Biz.
Brian Johnson, what's he doing? Oh, this is.
No, I'm just sharing the tweet. I just shared a random tweet. But anyways, yeah. So Fantasy Top is popping. I actually really like these guys. People are still putting. Oh, there you go. Just put Mando in my deck. Look at that. People are playing you. People are playing you, Mando. After that, by Tyler, these cards are about to pump. Yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of people like the game. It's fun and it's just active. Plus, this is a perfect thing to play when it's choppy or like bear markets. You game choppy markets. You kind of want to play video games, like do things. It's a good yield. Like Tyler was saying, you're making 0.2 ETH a week. That's pretty nice, honestly. It'll add up. ETH is gonna go up.
Yeah, and like that doesn't count. Like I've written my blast gold down to like a quarter per point. And then I'm not even factoring in the fan points, but like they've got a decent product. So those fan points might be worth something, when they inevitably launch a token.
Dude, I would love for Fantasy Top to TGE, bro. I have so many fan points.
I've got 1.4 million already. And like depending how long this goes, it's gonna keep going up.
Okay, you are like
I've got 175 cards. I stopped burning my cards. So now I run out 70 decks per week.
Wow.
Wait. Okay, you're deep.
Yeah, I mean, I never stopped playing.
Okay.
I love that like 1,000 stare that 1,000-yard stare that Tyler does when he looks back on all the DJing he's done in the past. Like 1,000 cards on there.
He's at his parents' house thinking back about this stuff. He's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Hello.
I spent a lot of heroes cards. I'm probably in for 15 ETH.
I think you'll do good. Honestly, I genuinely think this is something. Like I look at my portfolio now, it's like 3.25 ETH. I did burn a fuck ton of cards this weekend. That's because I'm a degenerate. Maybe I should stop burning cards. And still good. It's holding good, I guess. Like what, 80 cards? It's doing well. I like it. We like the game. We like the French devs. If anything, these guys have proven to you that French devs can launch stuff that are not drugs.
Honestly, right? They've worked a shocking amount this summer. I'll be honest. I expected a lot less from the French devs.
You're so funny. Anyways, that's hilarious. Anyways, so Tyler, what else do you have for us today? I'm going through your stuff. Fantasy Top, Justin Sun. We talk about it. Alien Punks, we talk about it. Templeton, crypto index, not bad. NFTs, I mean, how are NFTs doing? We had quite a good week last week. Do we think it's going to sustain over this week?
That's interesting. Yeah, so we popped 10 to 20% on the board on ETH. I think perhaps a little bit more on Solana. I feel like we'll probably revert a little bit this week. I think the there's a lot of like NFTs are back sentiment on the timeline. There aren't a whole lot of people sharing their big NFT purchases on the timeline. So it feels like, we got a little bit of the rotation from meme traders back to NFTs. But this market is still as quiet as ever. So like without any big catalyst, it's kind of hard to see like what's going to make them continue pumping. So like I won't be surprised if they're up another 5 or 10%, but I also won't be surprised if we give back some recent gains. I feel like we're probably just going to continue to chop, maybe start to slowly grind up with some ups and downs along the way. That's my read. I think on ordinals, ordinals basically chopped last week.
Yeah.
Runes pumped, then they gave back some gains this weekend.
No.
Yeah.
What
So
are we
like
looking-
RSIC gave back about 20%.
Ooh.
Pups back. I mean, if you look at the weekly numbers, they're all right. But
They're actually not that bad. The weekly's not bad. I mean, Pups at 0.9, it's not bad. I mean, it was much lower, so you're not looking that bad. It's just tough overall. Like the market is just like,
oh god, this Domo Ducks collection is going nuts. I don't even know what this is. They're up 300%. They're at 0.05 now.
yeah. I'm not sure what it is.
It's not a bad floor at Bitcoin.
Let's go look at it. What is Domo Ducks?
Is it $3,000?
Mando would have loved that.
It's over an ETH. Yeah, these things are over an ETH. Wow.
Mando would have loved this.
What are these things?
I don't know, but
Get us in the comments if you're in the Domo Duck circle. Please let us know what these things
full
are.
disclosure, we own none, and we're just finding out about this now. But if you're in this, let me know. Let Tyler and I know in the comments so we can read a few comments about these.
I'm so sad Mando's missing the Domo Ducks.
Yeah, he's been. Well, that is so funny. Look at these. No, hold on. Domo Ducks. Do you know where that comes out of? I don't even know. It's up 200%.
There's clearly like an ordinal cabal at work. And sometimes we forget it's because it's been so quiet.
Oh my god.
I'll take it. There's some action. Like it's better than just the constant daily up and down of the four majors.
Action. I love that. All right. Well, look, before we move on to the other thing, you shared a tweet earlier about Pump Fun.
Yeah.
And I read that this weekend. What are your thoughts here? So Adam T, he's been kind of putting all these tweets out about Pump Fun, and now the conversation keeps on going about Pump.Fun. I mean, what do you think about this?
Yeah, so let's give out the numbers here. So folks, if they're following, just listening along. So here's the reality check. If you made over $1 million in trading Pump Fun, you're a top 70 trader, 0.0028%. If you made over 100,000, you're a top 0.037%. If you made over 10,000, you're a top 0.477%. And if you made over $1,000, you're a top 3% trader. I think it's that last line that is kind of jarring to see that only 3% of Pump Fun traders made more than $1,000. So 97% lost or made less than 1,000. So when you see that, I'm sure there's a lot of bots and whatnot that are probably skewing some of these numbers, but my God, like it really feels like there weren't many winners. The winners were heavily concentrated. And I think looking back to the NFT run, and again, I'm not saying NFTs are better, and I'm not saying meme coin meta is over because I think it's going to continue. It felt like the NFT winners were more spread out. And like perhaps like the 7-figure winners were concentrated, sure. Like not that many people made $1 million, but it sure felt like we all had like, it felt like all of our buddies had the story of like they minted something and sold it for 20 ETH or 30 ETH. Like it felt like everyone had like at least one story like that. And like you don't have it in the Pump Fun streets. And of course the broader meme market is bigger than just Pump Fun. So I don't know if you can extrapolate this data out to the entire meme coin cycle. I would imagine there's more than 3% of meme traders have made more than $1,000. I'd be curious to see those numbers. But like if you see this, like looking at these numbers, does this make you want to go enter the Pump Fun market?
I mean, I never really was in the Pump Fun trenches to start with. I don't know if the numbers would make me want to go, but I don't think if they would also make me not want to go. Like I feel like this is am I the only person who just thinks like this is like the same odds you have at life at like succeeding, or even maybe a little better? Like I don't know. Like I feel like people are like putting so much emphasis on Pump Fun being the despair of things, but like I read this and was like, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but like when I read that tweet this weekend, I was like, okay, that's just another day in crypto. Like, am I the only one who feels that way? Like,
So
I really am when I read the timeline. Like,
I think the 100,000 and 1 million, sure. Like those numbers didn't really shock me.
there's
I
1
think,
in 14 million chances to win the lottery. I actually Googled that after I saw that.
I think what shocked me more was just that only 3% made $1,000. So I guess I expected that to be higher.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I mean, look, I guess this is bullish for the coins that are outside pumped up fund because people are going to finally start looking outside of it and be like, oh, maybe I should be buying a $10 million market cap coin that has held for a long time and consolidated rather than just buy a 50K coin that people are going to dump on me once it hits 95% bonding curve, because that's kind of the play, right? For people on pump fund.
Well, that's what I thought the rotation would be, and it turns out the rotation is everyone just stopped, or they're just selling.
Listen, people rotate overnight into my bag, so I'm not mad. You mentioned
good for you. There weren't too many. There aren't too many green meme coins on the week.
Yeah,
but I do think they'll come back. I think we're just in a lull, and people are kind of resetting, and we need, we probably need the majors to go back up a little bit.
we do.
But people are going to get back in.
I was tweeting this morning. I was telling people like, you just gotta. This is where you just gotta chill. Like, people just really gotta chill right now. Like, just, this is where you can just focus on your work, do what you gotta do, save money, make money, save money, and just buy coins that you like. Like, if you actually like have conviction in this space, like, now more than ever, I genuinely like, I'm starting to really like, believe more and more and more into the whole like Kobe like 2025 cycle thing. Maybe it's hopium, maybe because it fits my back bias. I don't want to like discard that either, right? But I'm just like, I don't know. I like, where else are we gonna like? I don't think we're close to an end. Plus, it's summer chop. Like, summer historically across all markets is a shit time to trade, right? Like, what did Mando just tell us? I mean, he worked 10 years at Barclays. You know what I mean? And
He's saying we're going to chop till the election. So,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Agree. I'm a big believer in like the global monetary supply liquidity driving price action of these assets, and it seems like we're just getting started. And the money printers are going to be on now for the next 1 to 2 years, it seems like, and so that aligns with the 2026 cycle top. I think previously I was more Q4 2025. I don't have a huge difference between like mid 2026 to Q4 2025. I think it's hard to like predict, but in general, that's kind of where I'm at. So I think the folks who were calling for Q4 2024, I never actually was on board with that. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean,
how were your poly market bets?
Bad. I got rinsed on everything. I lost everything. Not everything, no. I'm still up, but I on Trump, on Kamala, I did really good because I bet no on most.
Yeah,
so,
you did well on that one.
Yeah, I cooked on that one. So I had no on everything, pretty much. And Trump, though, I got absolutely cooked. I had Bitcoin and BTC because I figured crypto, because I figured he didn't talk about crypto last 2 times. Didn't hit it. I had no on Tampon because Tampon became consensus. Therefore, I wanted to go anti-consensus because it wasn't paying. And he used Tampon again for 3rd time in a row. He should probably get over that line after a moment. So I'm gonna keep betting no until it hits. And then illegal immigration, he's like obsessed with that. And I thought he was gonna say it more than 3 times because he did during the Elon interview, and he didn't. So I had I had that. So that didn't work out for me. So I pretty much gave like almost nearly a lot of my gains. I had no on Iran as well. He said that. So I went like anti-consensus, and so the thing is, you have to bet no on Kamala and just yes on everything Trump, because clearly he uses more words and loves to ramble. How did you do?
I smashed on Trump. So I had the opposite. Really? So I went 5 or 6. So I had yes on Tampon, yes on Iran, no on illegal immigration 3x, no on MAGA 5x, and then I had no on Elon, which was 5 to 1. So I did well. The only one I missed on, I'm trying to figure out. I bet a 10 to 1 long shot and missed it. But you expect to lose those. The illegal immigration was a terrible beat for you. So you probably weren't listening. I actually did tune in. He said Kamala migrants and illegal. He said illegal aliens probably 20 times.
Oh, and he had to say
So
like
he said illegal aliens instead of illegal immigrants.
Nice.
So like conceptually, he did hit that topic very, very hard. He just didn't use those.
I'm
those
happy
two
to bet
words.
on. Yeah, I'm happy to bet on the words for both. Like right now, there's a Kamala like DNC acceptance speech, bet and stuff. But like, I can't possibly listen to them speak any longer. I cannot. I'm not.
I think we're
listening
getting. I think we're getting some fatigue on these word bets a little bit.
I-
it was fun for a week.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I'm
get
still
back
gonna
to
do it. I mean, there's still $843 in my portfolio on there. So like,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna, I'm definitely gonna gamble more. But it's not something I'm looking forward to because it's not speeches that I like to listen to that much. Like I'm just kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? So there's some good odds though, because everything was a no last time for Kamala. So you have some really solid odds this time on the yeses. So
yeah, there's some interesting ones. I just sent you. I think. Oh yeah. So let's take a look real quick. So this is Thursday, by the way.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
Well, let's go. So I don't know what. So her big speech is Thursday. I don't know if she's giving like a smaller speech tonight.
I don't think it's on there.
Okay. So if you scroll down to the info, is this for tonight then? Just during her keynote. So I'm pretty sure her keynote is Thursday.
It's a DNC acceptance speech. So whenever that is.
Yeah. So I think that's coming Thursday. So we've got some time. Yeah. I'll have to take a look at this between now and then.
Yeah.
She's going to be more scripted, right? So she's going to be tighter.
Yeah.
But this is also, you expect it to be a longer speech. Not going back for sure hits, but that's like you can't bet the heavy favorite. Like it's so hard to bet the heavy favorites now.
Why did they slide in the word Jew in there? I'm so like 5%. I'm sorry, this is so random.
click on that. Does Jewish count or does it have to be Jew?
I guess we have to see here.
Okay, so it has to be Jew. Yeah, I would. Jewish does not count. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not betting on that. It's such a random spread. Like this is like I don't know. On Burden is not bad. Or has she stopped saying? Has she stopped saying her famous?
I haven't heard her say that in a while, so I don't know. It's a little fishy. I like 6-1.
But see, not going back like that's her MAGA, right? Like that's too easy.
It is, but like there's no point.
Ooh, I like monkeypox like 6 points.
Monkeypox is not bad.
I like that at 6%. You know,
16-1 on that.
Like,
yeah.
If I were to top out my thing, like $43 bet, you're what? You're looking at what's the return on that if I hit? Hold on, let me zoom out here. Yeah, you're looking at $700 $700 back. It's not bad. I mean, monkeypox. Or maybe that's not you don't speak about monkeypox during the DNC, I guess.
It's a long shot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I think zooming out a little bit, Polymarket's doing 10 to 15 million a day.
Wow.
And like that, I will give them credit for. Like I thought we would see the volumes dip a little bit. So like we saw huge amounts bet on the election, then on the Dem VP bet, and then it's been slower, right? Like we're running out the DNC, and then we're going to have the debates on September 10th. I think that's going to be a big day, but I thought we'd see more of a lull, and there's not.
I don't think there's going to be a lull. I think these prediction markets are going to keep on going, man. Like it's a lot, and it is fun. And think about it, like 8,000 daily active traders is nothing.
I agree. I want to come back. I feel like when Frentech had like 20,000 or maybe 40,000. Like
every
Frentech had significantly more.
ET had a Frentech account, brother. Like everyone was on FT. Everyone, because the early cycle sentiment was high, people were happy, everybody was starting to make some serious fucking money. Solana was up 1,000%. Like it was like Frentech launched at like that, that period, and everybody was talking social fi. It was like,
yeah.
What a fumble!
God, probably the biggest one.
Your eyes again. Mando would have loved that one.
Of this cycle, like that, just they made $50 million.
$50 million, yes.
Fees, and then
Paradigm cooked, bro.
The token's worth like $10 million or something right now, and that's mostly Machi. Even Machi stopped buying.
He stopped buying it.
Yeah, he just buys blast now.
Yeah.
I know we need to hit Arbitrum.
Yeah,
we'll chat more Polymarket. Don't worry, folks.
I mean the if the bet is on Thursday, then we'll go over it Thursday morning. We'll you know, we'll get to that. But it's funny. I opened Twitter and I see the tweet about Machi stopped buying fucking Machi done buying the stuff that you're talking about. So
He had like 20%.
I
just thought he was going to buy the whole thing and just do it and launch something.
CTO it on Blast. He was talking about at some point we should CTO Frentech and move it to Blast.
Yeah,
that's what he was talking about. Anyways, all right. Well, Arbitrum today. We got you know, every week, every Monday, we're partnering with Arbitrum in order to bring you the ecosystem updates going on there. And there's usually a lot. This week, you tell me there's a duck chain on there, Tyler?
Duck chain, baby.
Can we start there? I know we have 3 things to hit for Arbitrum, but what the hell is duck chain?
Yeah, I'll get us there. So we've talked about Arbitrum Orbit. I think that's the tech that they've been using to launch the L3 chains. Exactly. Well, now the big news is you can use Orbit chains to launch outside of Ethereum. So this started back in January. The Arbitrum Foundation announced this Arbitrum expansion program, which allows projects to fork their code base, modify it, and then deploy it on other chains. In return, Orbit expects to get 10% of that chain's profit back to the Arbitrum ecosystem, 8% to the DAO, and 2% to their developers. So this actually just passed at the end of July with an 85% yes vote. And now the news. We've got the first ever non-Ethereum Orbit chain launched. It is called Duck Chain, baby. It's launching in the Ton ecosystem. The testnet and mainnet are coming soon. Let's see if we can get the. Do you have the Duck Chain
right tweet? There. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Look at these ducks.
Dude, today's
how hot are ducks right now?
I love that. Ducks are trending. We have Epic on Solana. We have Duck Chain, Arbitrum, which is tied to Ton blockchain, and then we have those ducks on Bitcoin. So what's this Duck Chain?
Yeah, I mean, these are some buzzwords you love. So Ton, Telegram, right? They're growing in droves over there right now. One of the hottest ecosystems in crypto. And now you've got Orbit helping to drive their first ever L2 on top of Ton, and it's called Duck Chain. I don't think we know a whole lot about it. These are mysterious ducks right now. So we'll certainly learn more when their testnet and their mainnet launch. But I mean, if you have to pick an ecosystem to build in, I think outside of ETH right now, what's on the top of your list? It's Solana and probably Ton, Telegram, right? I think those are 2 big ones for me if you're going outside of ETH.
100%.
So they are clearly looking to expand. I think that makes sense. And then we've got this other change here. Another big news piece from Arbitrum this week is the stylus vote. So another vote just passed. This one was well over 90%. It was called the stylus vote. And what happens now is Rust, C, and C++ smart contracts are coming to Arbitrum 1 and Nova starting on September 3rd. I think devs are already hailing this as September 3rd will be the biggest day in Arbitrum yet to date. And I think that's because of Rust. If folks aren't familiar, it's been growing in popularity with blockchain programmers, notably Solana. So Rust is a big programming language for Solana. It's also used in Near and Polkadot. So Solana devs can now program apps contracts inside Arbitrum. So that's a pretty big deal. I think just pulling back in summer, we see all the efforts they are doing to expand outside of just their core Ethereum area, and then also recognizing success on other chains and helping to bring that back into their ecosystem. So everything they're doing is it's helping the broader crypto ecosystem as well as helping out Arbitrum. So I think you're happy. It's a win-win. Sure, if you're in the Arbitrum DAO, and I'm very curious to see what this Arb Day coming on September 3rd. What kind of new developers we'll see coming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in Korea actually, right? There's dev an event there that day. Shit, I leave to Japan on Sunday, bro.
Oh wow!
I know. I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm not excited. I'm so busy, bro. Oh my god! Speaking of busy, it is 10:59 a.m. So gotta get on to our 17 meetings for the day. I hope you enjoy Indianapolis for the week.
Thank you.
It's were you there at VCon last year?
I was. Yeah, I enjoyed VCon quite a bit.
Yeah, we were there last year. I went to this. I mean, my highlight was this one steakhouse I went to, but that's about it. I think it was a Ruth Chris.
Ruth Chris is good. St. Elmo's is the iconic Indianapolis one as well. So
anytime.
we'll try to get the we'll try to get down there.
I love that.
I'll report back.
All right. Well, Tyler, enjoy the rest of your Monday. And with that, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Everybody, remember, it's a full moon today. Let the pump inside of you. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Fomo Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.